Growing up in an Indian household playing a game of cards, this is the shuffle we all did. This is the shuffle we all knew. This is the only shuffle that mattered. That's the one, the Hindu shuffle. What up, crew? Hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to talk about the secrets of the shuffles of my people. From what I could find online, the Hindu shuffle was first coined by Gene Hugert in 1934 in his book Card Manipulations. But he mentioned that he first observed it over 30 years ago before even writing his book by an Indian magician named Hassan, which by the way is not an Indian name. Given this time frame, it means that the Hindu shuffle was used prior to the 1900s, but never officially coined. But let me tell you something, as far as I know, based off my Hindu background, this shuffle has been used in my family for generations and generations. Before we begin, if you're not comfortable doing the Hindu shuffle, it's going to look something like this. Hold the deck in your non-dominant hand, middle ring pinky finger on one side, index finger on top, and thumb on the other side. Then you're going to grab a chunk of playing cards from the bottom right over here. Grab those out, just like this. Let these cards drop. Grab a small packet from the top, drop, and continue this process. For the most part, this hand can kind of stay still, stay as it is, while the other hand just goes back and forth grabbing like this. Or if you want, you can move this forward, and you can keep this hand still as you pull those cards out. So there's a quick rundown of the Hindu shuffle. It looks so simple, so innocent, but don't be fooled. It contains many secrets that I'll share with you today. If you've been doing card magic for any amount of time, you know that the Hindu shuffle can be used as a force. But most of the time, when people think of the Hindu shuffle force, there's only one method that comes to mind. But there's actually two methods. Let me share that with you. As I was mentioning before, most people are comfortable with the first method of forcing a card using the Hindu shuffle. It's very straightforward, very simple, and it looks something like this. Let's say you want to force the ace of spades. We start shuffling, ask the spectator when to stop. Let's say they call out stop right around here, and we can see they stopped at exactly the ace of spades. This method is very basic, very bare bones, and all you really have to do is start with the card you're forcing on the bottom of the deck. And as you're doing the Hindu shuffle, the bottom card will never change, so wherever the spectator calls out stop, you just show them this card right here, and hence you have forced the ace of spades, or whatever card you choose. The second method of using the Hindu shuffle to force a playing card is probably not what a lot of people are familiar with. So it's going to look something like this. We start off again, shuffling the playing cards, ask the spectator when to stop. Let's say they say stop right around here. If they want to stop on this card, we take a look, and there it is, the ace of spades. This method of using the Hindu shuffle to force a card is a bit more difficult, but I also think it's a bit more impactful. So starting off, you want the card you're forcing on top of the deck, so I have my ace of spades right there. And you'll start off doing the Hindu shuffle as normal. You'll start with taking out a small packet of cards. And as you're going and about to continue the Hindu shuffle, you're going to explain to the spectator that you're going to be shuffling off and tossing cards off the top of the packet, and you want them to call out stop. As you're doing this, you bring this hand back on top of this packet and use your middle finger and thumb to grab this card. So you're coming back here, you're talking to the spectator, and this is where your misdirection comes in your speech, right? And you ask them when to stop. So when you're telling them this, grab that card, and as you can see, I have it kind of spaced out from the rest of the packet here, and I just keep shuffling wherever the spectator calls out stop. Let's say here, you ask them, are you sure you want to stop here? And if they say yes, while I'm doing this tapping, I drop that card. So I'm doing the tapping, drop. Again, this is just an exposed view. Let that go back, and I show the ace of spades, the card that you're forcing. Now, of course, if they say, no, I don't want to stop here, you can continue shuffling. If they say stop here, again, same thing, and ace of spades is now forced. And that's forcing using the Hindu shuffle. So one of the most important things you can do in card magic is control a spectator's card or control a group of cards. And one thing that most beginners or even intermediate magicians never learn is how to use the Hindu shuffle as a card control. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The Hindu shuffle control is very similar to the second force that we just covered. So let's just say we have a card selected at random by a spectator. It is the 8 of diamonds, right? So I'll leave the 8 of diamonds here for now, just on my lap. And we ask the spectator to call out stop. So we're shuffling like this, ask the spectator to call out stop. Let's say they call out stop right here. We'll take that 8 of diamonds, place it right here, and we continue to shuffle just like this. And continue to shuffle until we're done. And we control the 8 of diamonds right to the top. Breaking down this control, of course, you first need a spectator to select a card. Let's just say it is the 5 of clubs. So we'll take the 5 of clubs. I'll leave it just right here for now, just make it easier to hold. But again, you start off doing the Hindu shuffle, just like this. When the spectator calls out stop, you take the spectator selected card, 5 of clubs, and leave it right here. Okay, and you tell them that was a completely free choice. And as you're doing that, again, you're using your dialogue as misdirection. You're gonna come up, and as you're gonna continue the shuffle, you grab that 5 of clubs. So go ahead and grab that card. Again, this will require a bit of practice to kind of get it to be a more natural motion versus coming here, waiting, you know, grabbing that card and then going. But I do think the dialogue will help a lot. So again, you come here, grab the card, just like this, continue shuffling. And you're going to continue shuffling all the way until this card, right? There is a natural break that happens between your fingers and this card when you pick it up until you get to that card, and then you place that card on the deck. You want to make sure that you do not let it go on top of the deck, because if you let it go, it almost comes across that is a single card. So you want to come across as it's almost a packet, and you slam that down on the deck. Obviously don't slam it down, but you know, just place it down on the deck. And what's great about this control is that you can control multiple cards. So we have these 4 aces. Put that in my watch right here for now. And oh, they're falling. Come on, stay. Nope. Okay, it's not working out. I'm just gonna leave them right over there. But we ask the spectator when to stop. Let's say they call it stop right there. We take those 4 aces, leave them at that spot. Again, use your dialogue as misdirection as you pick up a pile of cards. And it doesn't have to be just those 4 cards. Pick up a small packet of playing cards. Even when you're controlling 1 card, I think it's helpful to pick up a small packet of playing cards. So go ahead, pick that up, continue shuffling until you get to that break between this bottom packet and the rest of the deck. Place that on top, and you'll see we have controlled the 4 aces right to the top. There's the Hindu Shuffle control. And lastly, a key concept in card magic is using a key card. See what I did there? Getting a key card using the Hindu Shuffle in an inconspicuous way is so easy. Let me quickly show you. For those of you who aren't familiar with key cards, they're used to indicate where a spectator selected card is. So for example, let's just say our key card is the 7 of diamonds. So we memorized 7 of diamonds, it's on top of the deck. Once a spectator selects a playing card, right, let's say king of clubs, all we know is our 7 of diamonds, but we had the spectator place the king of clubs right on top of the 7 of diamonds. Now, no matter how many times this deck is cut, if we find our 7 of diamonds is right. If we find our 7 of diamonds, we know the card right above it will be the spectator selected card. So that's the concept of a key card. Now that was just a quick overview, but there's so much more you can do with key cards. But now let's implement the key card concept with the Hindu Shuffle. So let's say we have a spectator go ahead and shuffle up the deck first, okay? So at this point, you have no idea what card is where. The spectator shuffled up the deck, you get the deck back. And we're having a spectator select a card. So we'll use the Hindu Shuffle method to have them select a card, have them call it stop whenever they'd like. Let's say they call it stop right here. At this point, what you want to do is tap this bottom packet like this, okay? So now you're not going to tap it directly on like this, but perpendicular to the deck. And once you tap the cards like this, the bottom card will be in your sight of vision, right? So you're doing the shuffle, and when the spectator calls out stop, you stop here, tap these together, and you get an indication of what the bottom card is. Obviously, when you're taking a look at it, do not like grill down on this card, but just as it's perpendicular to the deck, as you're tapping, just take a quick look at it and look back up to the spectator to tell them to select this card. They take a look at that card. It's the 4 of clubs, right? Again, you already did the tapping. You know the 2 of spades is your key card. Put that on the deck. You can ask the spectator to give the deck a couple of cuts if they'd like. And the spectator selected card will be right underneath the 2 of spades, if we can find it. If we can find it, and there it is right under the 2 of spades, the spectator's selected card. And there's the Hindu Shuffle as a key card. Honestly, the Hindu Shuffle was probably created hundreds of years ago. Unfortunately, not everything is created with documentation, so we don't know. But it's still widely used today to shuffle up a deck of playing cards. And now that you've watched this video, you've unlocked the full potential of the Hindu Shuffle. If you want to continue learning about the secrets of shuffles, I have an older video that I created about the overhand shuffle that talks about control. And I'll put the link to that video right over there. Make sure you go ahead and check it out. I'll see you there.